How terrifying can a doctor be? If you go to him for treatment, even if you're healthy, you might be tortured to death. To make money, he diagnosed minor illnesses as cancer just to charge sky-high fees for chemotherapy. He committed evil for 20 years yet kept getting promoted. Under the guise of being a doctor, he used a scalpel to recklessly exploit patients. He is the infamous Devil Doctor Lu Xiangfeng. Founded in 1958, Xiangya Second Hospital of Central South University is the largest general hospital in Hunan Province and ranks 13th in China. Over decades, thousands of doctors worked tirelessly to save lives and build its reputation. But it only took one Lu Xiangfeng to destroy it. On August 17, 2022, someone claiming to be an insider in the medical system posted online accusing Dr. Lu Xiangfeng of Xiangya Second Hospital. The post listed 11 serious offenses and multiple unethical and unprofessional behaviors. More users, many of them his students or interns, joined in with evidence. Overnight, the post received over 1 million views. Lu was publicly condemned, and the case drew widespread social attention. His crimes involved not just ethics but potential legal violations that deeply affected patients and their families. Lu Xiangfeng, born in August 1974, holds a doctorate in surgery from Xiangya School of Medicine, Central South University. He has worked in the clinical teaching and research of hepatobiliary and pancreatic diseases for 20 years. Early in his career, he worked at Hunan Provincial People's Hospital. According to media reports, Lu was once the son-in-law of the hospital's director. In 2005, after the director was jailed for bribery, Lu quickly divorced and cut ties, then moved to Xiangya Second Hospital, becoming a specialist in hepatobiliary surgery. In 2020, Lu was transferred to the emergency department as deputy director of the trauma center, overseeing emergency general surgeries. The emergency surgery department was previously a marginal unit without its own wards or operating rooms. Patients used to be transferred to specialty departments for treatment. But after an emergency physician was promoted to deputy director of the hospital, the emergency department expanded and gained its own trauma center, with dedicated beds, ICU, and surgery rooms. Lu took advantage of the loosely defined responsibilities to make his move. According to Health Times, Lu increased surgical volume by diverting minor cases into emergency surgery, boosting department revenue. Only complex cases were referred for consultation. He escalated from overprescribing and taking kickbacks to directly harming patients for profit. Though he appeared refined and knowledgeable, his money-making schemes surpassed his medical skills, committing acts worthy of a devil. Colleagues interviewed by Deep Blue View said Lu was bold and skilled at cultivating connections. He acted arrogantly in the hospital, modifying surgical plans at will and pressuring patients into emergency operations, claiming their lives were at risk. He made families sign consent forms to avoid accountability. During nighttime consultations, which required multiple departments, he withheld overtime pay and bonuses from other doctors, funneling all revenue to himself. He exploited students by using his authority over academic promotions to coerce them into doing experiments and writing papers for him. Despite repeated anonymous complaints from staff and patient families, nothing ever came of the reports. Around 2019, Lu was accused of using an unreasonable treatment plan for a thyroid cancer patient, implanting 21 radioactive seeds and causing actual harm. He was suspended for 2 months and stripped of his prescription rights but later returned to work. Medical procedures are difficult to reconstruct, and with signed patient consent, blame is hard to assign. Others were angry but helpless, assuming Lu had strong backing. For years, Lu retained his influential position despite constant complaints. Local media even highlighted his so-called surgical successes, portraying him as a model doctor. But once the truth came out, his carefully constructed reputation collapsed, and he became notorious overnight. According to Phoenix Weekly, a 52-year-old man named Zhang Igua was diagnosed with a rectal tumor and went to Xiangya Second Hospital in June 2022. After a brief check, Lu insisted on performing a colostomy, which would reroute his bowel to an external bag permanently. When the family consulted other doctors, they found the tumor's location allowed for organ preservation. But Lu was aggressive. "Are you the doctor or am I? If you don't agree, don't bother staying here." The family wanted to transfer hospitals, but the patient was too weak to undergo more exams. Lu forced the patient to take laxatives for 6 or 7 days before a colonoscopy, making him even weaker. The patient said, "If you torture me again, I'll die." In the end, the family reluctantly trusted Lu. On July 10th, Liu performed a colostomy under general anesthesia. Zhang's anus was sealed, and he now permanently defecates through a bag. Other colorectal surgeons said the surgery was completely unnecessary. During surgery, Liu also suddenly claimed the prostate and bladder needed removal, but the family refused, and it wasn't done. After surgery, Liu demanded the family buy a specific nutritional powder, 497 yuan per packet, at their own expense. When the wife initially bought half a packet per day, Liu verbally abused her and threatened, "Your husband won't live 24 hours." She had to increase the amount. The protein powder was just 90 grams and dozens of times the normal market price, actually a common solid drink. The family spent over 6,000 yuan just on that. Nearly every patient of Liu was pressured into buying this product. In emergency wards, Liu would scare patients, claiming they'd die without treatment, and demanded money without allowing any questions. One netizen said Liu removed her father's pancreas without confirming a cancer diagnosis. He became chronically ill after surgery. She accused Liu of indirect murder. There are two reasons Liu avoided exposure for so long. 1. He targeted patients with low medical literacy and no background, who blindly trusted doctors and lacked means to defend themselves. 2. As a senior doctor, he had full control over treatment plans. Other doctors couldn't intervene. Insiders said Liu treated all suspected tumor patients as if they had cancer, starting with chemo. If they survived, he took the credit. If not, he blamed fate. He used expensive chemotherapy drugs on patients with no surgical indication. Every surgery used self-paid supplies, and he got kickbacks based on usage. To maximize profits, he overused and even threw away supplies after opening them. Every drug, tool, and treatment plan was chosen for his own gain, squeezing every bit of value from patients. Though we don't know the total amount he profited, it was enough to make him abandon his medical ethics. A legal case further exposed his malpractice. A 30-year-old male with a lung infection was admitted to the hospital. After stabilizing, he suddenly experienced gastrointestinal bleeding. Liu delayed emergency surgery for 15 hours until the patient went into cardiac arrest and was sent to the ICU. For 3 days, Liu attempted failed endoscopic bleeding control. Without clear medical indication, Liu persuaded the father to approve a 150,000 yuan robot-assisted open surgery. Most shockingly, he failed to tie off the left gastric artery, leading to the patient's death. The man left behind 2 young children. The family sued Liu. Judicial appraisal found Liu partly liable. In court, he shifted blame and showed no remorse. To him, human life was trivial, and patients were just income sources. On the hospital's system, other doctors left angry notes, calling him inhuman and a beast. Only insiders could access the system, showing even colleagues despised him. Liu knew the consequences of his actions but believed he could avoid them. When public pressure intensified, the hospital announced on August 18 that Liu had violated medical standards. He was removed from his position and stripped of his prescription and surgery rights pending further investigation. A colleague told Cover News, "Everyone knew, but no one could do anything." On August 25, media reported Liu was under official investigation for serious violations. The government confirmed the earlier accusations. The seemingly untouchable Liu finally fell. On September 5, Xiangya Second Hospital began internal investigations into medical ethics. 15 medical staff were punished. 2 senior doctors lost their licenses. One of them had worked over 50 years. Personal greed, a culture of kickbacks, and lack of oversight allowed Liu to thrive. He harmed patients, exploited colleagues, and damaged the reputation of the medical field. Good doctors, motivated by a desire to heal, were heartbroken to see the profession degraded. Generations of hard-earned trust were being squandered by those blinded by profit. Liu Xiangfeng's criminal case is still under trial. How many patients did he harm? How much life-saving money did he extort? Did he have protectors? The public hopes the court investigates thoroughly and severely punishes Liu and his accomplices, giving victims closure. Medical ethics must not be tarnished. The law stands firm. Anyone who tramples on human dignity and defies legal boundaries will be brought to justice. Evil will face its consequences.